It wasn't even on live yet.
I know. I'm on YouTube Live, so, you know, they got my essence coming through.
We got like 1 minute, less than a minute coming up here. I was just telling you, I ain't worried about you. And this is the silliest show you'll ever be on. So just have fun, enjoy yourself. We like to cut up, have a good time.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Make sure you got some mama jokes for Coach, because, you know, sometimes you got to set him straight some once in a while. You know.
Yeah. Curtis, you talking over us. I don't know. We don't need anybody on here except who's on here.
3, 2, 1.
I expect I finished what I was listening to anyway, you know what I'm saying?
I know, but it ain't loud enough. We can't hear it.
Oh, y'all want me to play that up? Want me to turn that up for you?
Man, that's weak.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
can shut that down. Matter of fact, that's weak right there. I can't wait till I get our theme show music back. Folks, welcome to Straight from the Hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boone Mitchell, come to you live from Sugar Hill, Georgia. Here with my co-host, Mr. Jason Allen on my right, Mr. Travis Butler on my left. Y'all know the crew. We're being brought to you by the Playbook. Follow us on Twitter at Playbook Athlete. Listen, I am very, very happy to introduce our guest tonight. I met him a couple months ago. I've known about him and been around him. You know, Gwinnett is such a big, entity when it comes to high school football. You know, you got 24 some odd high schools around here, and they're continuing to build more high schools, and it's crazy. I mean, just about all of them 7A, got a couple of 6As, some private schools, whatnot, but it's just so many and so many coaches. So you see so many people in passing and whatnot, and I know I've seen him in passing, but got to formally meet him the other day after he had become Gwinnett High School. We have with us, very happy to have with us, Mr. Jason Thompson. How you doing, Coach?
Hey.
Doing well. Thank you guys for having me.
No, it's a pleasure to have you. Just be sure you speak up. We want to make sure everybody gets to hear you nice and clear. Coach, for those who don't know you or have any idea of who Jason Thompson is, if you don't mind, give us like a little 2-minute bio about who you are, where you're from, that sort of stuff.
Sounds good. It was 2006. I was 32 at the time. Had been coaching ball about 10 years. Native of Steubenville, Ohio. Was in Columbus area coaching. Had a great job as a defense coordinator at a school, and decided that for a year I was going to come down south and just see how it was done in the state of Georgia. And was attracted to the sun. Got hired in May at Duluth High School.
Okay.
Decided I was just going to change my life and do it for a year. About 3 weeks on the job, got introduced to my wife. So it kind of kept me here. I lived for 2 years, had an opportunity to go to St. Pius, and, I kind of jumped on that opportunity because moving down here, didn't know a lot of people, and I just wanted to get entrenched in a great program.
Okay.
So got in with Coach Standard, Coach Stewart, some really good coaches at St. Pius. From there, was able to make some vertical moves, went into a defense coordinator job, ended up in 2009, 10, 11, got hired as an assistant coach at Central Gwinnett High School, which, was a great opportunity. Again, I started to find being down is kind of where you wanted to be. Coach Spire at North Gwinnett offered me an opportunity to come over to North Gwinnett, where I feel like my Georgia career really took off. Got to work with him, got to work with Mo Dixon, who was one of the better defensive minds I thought in the state at the time. Studied the 3-3 under Mo, worked with Robert Andrews. I became the defense coordinator at North Gwinnett myself. When Coach left and went to Camden, it left me looking at a couple other opportunities and really just kind of opened my eyes on what my career could be. Went to Johns Creek for 1 year as a defense coordinator, and then ended up getting hired at South Paulding for my first ever head coaching job.
Okay.
Went out to South Paulding that year, and that was a program that was under a lot of transition, had some early success, but when I took the job, they had won 5 games in 4 years, and just, the program was kind of on a downward slide. It kind of gave me the world. great opportunity. I got hired. I brought a couple of guys with me from Gwinnett, and we went there. And in 2 years, we transformed that program. We went 9-3 this past season. Made it to the Sweet 16. Had a chance to beat Houston County. We ended up losing, but we played them. I really think under us, I think that was a winnable game. We ended up wrapping up right around Thanksgiving. I sat back. I kind of relaxed for about a half a day. I went to the Gwinnett County recruiting fair, ran into a couple coaches from Gwinnett. They started bringing up about the Central Gwinnett opening. That was December 5th, I believe. And I sent my resume in, and the following Friday I was offered the job. And ended up, my wife and I are now coming back to Gwinnett. She's teaching down the road currently at Moore Middle School. I'm at Central, and an opportunity to be a head coach in Gwinnett. Something I just have to jump on.
Sure. Now, Coach, you and I have both been around long enough to know that, one thing about getting these head coaching jobs is about who you're going to be able to bring in with you. So are you going to be able to bring some folks in with you, or how's that working out?
Yeah, Central's been amazing. Shane Orr and Eddie Hood, the athletic director, they've been very open and honest with me and given me the opportunity to bring my guys. So currently I'm bringing in Deval Braxton, who's my assistant head coach at South Paulding and offensive line coach, who was with me at Duluth, was with me at St. Pius, was with me at Central, with me at North Gwinnett, except for he left me for 2 years and went and won a state championship at Grayson. But I took him with me to South Paulding, and now he's coming back to Central. With us at Central, with us at North. And he left the country for a little bit, came back, was at Mountain View, but I took him with me to South Paulding. He was my offensive coordinator. He'll become with us. Chaz Ferdinand was with us in South Paulding, who I ran into from a North Gwinnett connection. He was at Birmingham Southern. We hired him as our running backs coach, and he's going to help us recruiting stuff. And then a guy named Bryant Garrison, who I've been running in circles with the last couple of years. He was at Hampton High School. I brought him in there with me now, and he's running our strength program, going to help him with defense. And then a guy named Thad Baxter, who was with us in Central, left and went to Collins Hill and was at Monroe, and he's been doing a great job with Coach Reach there. It was an opportunity for him to come back, so he's going to help me with the defense and some other things. And then, there were some good coaches on staff that we've been able to keep. So I feel that our staff's on par with the best staffs in Gwinnett County. So I think just all of that, is going to give us an opportunity to close that gap and have some chance of success.
Coach, that's a lot of folks. I mean, that's well for you, I would say. So, because you know how it is around here. A lot of times you get to bring in, but not necessarily that many guys. So that worked out well for you, I would say.
Right, and that's kind of why I was interested in taking the job. When I interviewed them, when we met, they said they're going to do what they can do to be successful. And staffing and all those things went hand in hand with the questions I asked. And, just based on head coach, I think it's based on who you can bring and what you can build, because at the end of the day, it's about your staff. Absolutely.
And Coach, talk a little bit about what, I know you're not, I laugh when I say this, because, it's not like you're going to give anything away, because you know as well as I do, the first scrimmage you have, every coach in Gwinnett's going to be there watching you anyway. So talk a little bit about what you're going to run on offense. I mean, you're going to be, of course, Todd Walford was known, for, the run and shoot, like to throw it around. Years, they're going to do the run and gun, more gunning than running. Talk a little bit about your offensive and defensive philosophies.
When you talk about our offense philosophy, I think you can look at what we did at South Paulding, because it's going to be the same staff. It's going to be the same type of scenario. We came in this past season, we had 5,000 yards of offense, which is unreal.
Yeah.
I'm a defensive guy, so it blows my mind every day. But of that 5,000 yards of offense, we had around 3,000 passing and a little over 2,000 rushing. So we're going to be kind of a two-back, one-back spread team that we're getting. There were games at South Paulding where we ran the ball for 300 yards. There were games we threw the ball for 400 yards. So really, we're going to have the ability, like everybody else, kind of similar to what you guys do at North Gwinnett. You take what you get. and you just take advantage of those matchups. Defensively, I'm going to be a 3-3 stack. That's what I kind of fell in love with at North Gwinnett, and I feel that gives us the best chance to win. But also, you know, going in today's game, you got to play a lot of 2 high, and a 3-3 stack's not a 2 high game. So
right.
Some 3-4. Even when I was at South Paulding, I'm a 3-3 stack guy, and we probably lined up my first year in a 4-man front 80% of the time just because that's who we had. So, you know, again, I think we have more linebackers at Central than we do D-line. But, you know, we're going to be multiple, but we are going to get after it defensively. We're going to be in that attack mode and play some umbrella behind it. Because my philosophy on defense is, you know, I may not be as smart as the offensive coordinator that I'm facing, but at least I can pressure up the 16, 17-year-old that's holding the ball and make him make decisions. And, you know, that's kind of how we'll attack people.
Coach, you've been around a couple places now. Like you said, you were, you know, Paulding and some other, you know, how do you feel about
you know, it's funny how fast you get out of that rhythm of being in Gwinnett. You know, coming back, just noticing that, number one, everything's right there. When we were in Paulding, we were a little isolated to beaten path, but just kind of secluded. You see the magnitude of what everybody's doing around else, just trying to keep up. You know, one of the first things I did on signing day, Skylar Adams, it was the quarterback from the previous year. I went over with him on signing day to Stars and Stripes, and just seeing all the coaches and all the athletes, everybody around there, you kind of get, you know, I caught myself kind of enamored with the situation of where I am. You know, I'm in the mecca of high school football in the state of Georgia, I feel like. So just, you know, there's a lot of accessibility, recruiting, you know, getting ready to pick back up, and you don't get a moment's. I mean, you know, we were at South Paulding, a guy would call you and say, hey, Coach, I'm going to come in today. I'm going to get there about 11 o'clock. Well, now you get a text that says, Coach, I'm at Parkview now. I'm hitting Grayson. I'm going to be over your place. And then we got to hit South. And we got to hit Shiloh. And then we're going up north. And it's just, there's a multitude of college coaches and everybody coming through. So your exposure and what you can give your kids is just amazing.
Sure. Coach, Central Gwinnett's always been known for having some outstanding athletes over there. I mean, it's, you know, when you look at the all-county teams every year, there's always you guys had the receiver of the year over there at Central Gwinnett. Talk a little bit about the guys that, and I know you've only been there a short time, but talk a little bit about a couple of the names of the guys that folks will need to look out for this coming fall.
Well, I mean, you know, and again, you're absolutely right. I've only been there a month or so, and looking at our talent and our upper grades. We got rising senior that was injured a little bit of last year, but I think he can be that good inside, you know, receiver, jet sweep type guy. You know, Moses Pryor, returning linebacker. J.C. Teresa, linebacker, coming back that I think will be big with us in the stack. And then on top of that, you know, we got a lot of young talent, you know, in our freshman, sophomore class that we got a great quarterback. I think in Spinach, we got a couple good young running backs. We got, you know, we got some people all over the place, and then we got a couple hidden gems that, you know, I really think just kind of right now we got to see what they can do. You know, this is going to be one of the first years for me that we're going to play a lot of guys both ways in the spring, because I don't know what they all can do. But I know if we just take the field and isolate guys right now, we're probably going to miss out. So we're going to look at some guys, you know, and develop some depth that way, and just see how we can morph everybody to fit our schemes. Absolutely.
Well, Coach, I know you like I say, you've been around for quite a while, and you got a great track record. I know that a lot of folks from Central Gwinnett are tuning in, and I've asked a lot of them to tune in tonight. Talk to them what they can expect to see from Central Gwinnett.
Well, the thing is, instantly I feel like, you know, one moving down 6A and just our mentality, we got to shoot to be instantly competitive, you know, in our region. And I want to get to that point, you know, you're going to go for Buford. Buford's going to be at the top of the region. You know, they're coming back. They're a 5A state championship program, you know, so we got a gun for them. Lanier Tequila's right at the top. Shiloh's right there. Winterboro and Habersham are teams that are joining our region that have had some success. But I think we're going to see ourselves instantly competitive. Our non-region schedule is pretty good. Some good early tests with South Gwinnett for site, Jefferson opening up in the Battle of Lawrenceville against Discovery. We got a lot of good competition, but I think our goal right now is to go in and be competitive right away, and then get ourselves to October. And I use this as a mantra at South Paulding. You got to be able to play meaningful football in October, and that's what we're shooting for. October football is about gearing yourselves for that right playoff position. And I've been some places in the past where October football was about just getting through, and pretty soon you get to collect equipment. But that's not where we're headed. I think instantly year one, with us moving down to 6A, we got to have a chance to contend and get that 4 spot and get in the playoffs. And then, I think in the next couple of years, what we have with some of our young talents, I'd like to think that 2 to 3 years from now, we're contending for that number 1. And, we're looking to build success and just build on, one thing with me, I'm the head coach and I'm a defensive guy. So we're going to put a little more, bring in my guys that are still right up the scoreboard. And I think we're going to see.
Well, Coach, I will say this, and I guess I would be rather remiss if I did not say this. I know that a lot of the success of some of the programs in Gwinnett County are based around that the high schools have with the feeder programs with the GFL. And I understand that, from, obviously I'm the vice president of the GFL, and I've got contacts out there, and I've heard that you've been doing with the youth part. And if you don't mind, talk about that a little bit. And some of the key folks over there and the relationships that you've established over there.
Right. Instantly, when I got interviewed, Johnny was one of the youth directors, and he was on the interview committee. Met at Washington. Those guys, one, we got to develop a relationship, and not that they're a separate entity, but they're an extension of our program. I'm inviting those guys in. My goal is to have monthly meetings with them. Just to talk about the direction of our program and get their leadership. Me being there 3 months and them being there 15 years, I think they're a little more entrenched in the program right I am. And, it's kind of funny you bring that up. When I interviewed, I went over early and I drove over to Rose Jordan Park and just kind of looked at, the transformation in that park and seeing that the painting over there, everything's painted, everything has a black knight on it, everything, just looks good. It looks like they're excited to be black. We into that. Keep that relationship going. Work with the youth clinics, work with the, their staff coming over, going over and doing camps, and it's kind of following the motto I learned from Coach Fire at North Gwinnett. I mean, the youth program has to be an extension of our program. Now, I've learned this as being a head coach too. I can't go over there and expect the fourth grade team to be able to run smash and stick and be in a 3-3 and run, but maybe start talking like we do and find a way between my staff and their staff so that everyone feels our guys and be there, to watch on Friday nights and just celebrate them in our activities.
Well, Coach, it looks like and sounds like, from what I've been hearing, you've done a lot in the short time that you've been there. And I think that community is excited, about having you there and your being there. And I think that it's going to help galvanize the community. I think, the youth part and the youth league over there, that association of the Central Gwinnett Association, I think we call them Lawrenceville still, but the Lawrenceville Association is going to be excited about having you there. And so we're looking for big things out of Central Gwinnett. So we'll have to have you back maybe sometime during the season and check in on you and see how you're doing.
I appreciate all you guys do, and you do an awesome thing, and I'm just glad to be part of it.
Well, Coach, we appreciate it, and like I said, so you can get this out to your parents, because we want to help any way we can. I will tell you that Natasha Muse has been on listening, so I know you spoke of her son, And I know she's always very active in sports and whatnot. So say hello to her. But we appreciate you. And like I said, we'd love to have you back sometime soon.
I appreciate it. Like I said, Natasha and a lot of the Touchdown Club people they're a godsend to me right now, helping to get this thing up and running. So thank you guys for listening. Thanks for coming out. And again, Coach, thanks for having me.
All right, man. We appreciate you. That's Mr. Jason Thompson.
All right, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, sir. All right, folks. You're listening straight from the hip. I'm your host, Coach Gerald Boo Mitchell, coming to you live from Sugar Hill, Georgia. Here with my co-host, Mr. Travis Butler, Mr. Jason, the repairman, Allen. But it's gonna get it working, boys.
I know. I come back from the flu game and I'm dealing with all the tech. I don't know what happened. I don't know how. My internet just clocked out on the computer and then
I don't know.
free falling from the
So anyway, folks, but I'm sure we got the
we got it back working.
Yeah, but we got the Jason Thompson interview. That's the big thing. So
Yeah.
I know we need to put that back out there for some folks who are tuning in to listen. He said a lot of good stuff, and he's a lucky man. I'll tell you right now. He's in Gwinnett County. 25 years in Gwinnett County.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard somebody get that many coaches.
yeah.
I'm able to bring that many coaches in.
Right.
You know, normally they're like, hey, we got 2 spots. So, you know, and one of them is PE and one of them is math. You're like, hey, I don't have a coach to teach math. Well, you better find one. So that's all we got. So I mean, being able to have that opportunity, man, that is huge for a coach. Huge.
No, absolutely.
Anyway.